All right, everybody, we are live once again with more Rocket League content over here, brought to you by RGN and Azubu. It's going to be F3ltup versus Albino Peacock. That is Donnie Waters. And we've seen Albino Peacock play before, and he looked pretty solid. But if I remember correctly, his opponent was pretty heavily outmatched. Reminder, guys, I am your host, Bach, and with me tonight has been Hano. And this is one of our final matches. We've got one more coming up after this one. That's going to be Kronovi versus Doomsey, and that one is probably a match that a lot of people are excited about. A lot of big fans of Kronovi. It goes by the name Cam Gears over on Twitch. But nonetheless, let's talk more about this match as it's Albino Peacock with ball possession in the blue zone. Tries to take it in towards the corner. He's going to stop it as F3ltup went for the clear, but now he's forced to get in goal, and F3ltup going for the juke. Albino Peacock beats him to the punch. He's going to send the ball off the wall in towards the blue goal, and he's going to potentially give himself a shot on goal, but instead he puts contact on it, sends it back out towards his own zone. He's going to dribble in towards the orange corner. Peacock again forced to get back in goal.
F3ltup looks like he's going to try to take the ball here instead, so Peacock does take control. F3ltup falling back. He's going to go back into his own net. Didn't go for any of the boosts, so maybe he already has the full boost. Instead, Peacock going to go for this little bit of a dribble. Kind of gets that juke down. Oh, it doesn't quite get it. F3ltup. Good defense there. He does take the boost control. He's going to have the ball control as well. Peacock, when are you going to contest this? There it is. He contests the ball. F3ltup does take control again of the ball, though, so he's going to bring it past the midpoint here. A little bit of a flick up, and there it is. The jam. Pump up the jams. 2-0. Good start coming out of F3ltup. Albino Peacock. Jam, gonna go into it here again.
Now I have that song stuck in my head.
Sorry.
Like I got like the entire Jock Jams like soundtrack in my head now. If you aren't familiar, Jock Jams was a CD when I was a kid that was basically like every song you've ever heard at any sporting event ever. So, and the whole idea was like you were supposed to play them when you're like practicing sports, and they're supposed to pump you up. I don't think they really worked, but that's neither here nor there. It's a 2-0 lead here already for F3ltup as Albino Peacock tries to go on the attack, sending the ball off both walls here. Nice shot, chipping it up over F3ltup's head, and he almost got himself into position here to stop this. Just couldn't quite get there in time. Had he actually gone straight towards the goal, he probably would have been able to get in position. But that first goal finally on the board for Albino Peacock.
2-1 with 3 minutes left. Albino Peacock looks like he's going to win this face-off. He does take control of the ball. Oh, a little bit of a front-end bender there, so Albino Peacock loses control. Instead, F3ltup is going to get it instead, but another error from actually F3ltup instead. So Peacock bounces a little bit high off the wall, goes for the aerial. Not on net, so F3ltup doesn't have to do too much for defending. He does try to take ball control. Gets the boost. He's a wide-open net at the other end. Maybe hits it a little bit too hard. Doesn't quite get it towards that net instead. So Peacock, he's going to remain the controller of the ball. Hits it a little bit aggressively up front. Maybe he'll hit it off this wall and go a little bit high. Looks like that's what he's going to do. F3ltup needs to defend this, and he does contest it correctly. He's going to have, again, a little bit of an open net. Looks like he's going to do the same. He's going to give that ball a little bit of a wall ride. But Peacock, beautiful defense coming out of him. So both players kind of doing the same sort of strats. F3ltup does deflect the ball away from that net that was going towards. That would have been a goal if he didn't actually get that, but quite an easy save, I would say.
Albino Peacock sends it off the wall, tries to go for the centering shot. Instead, it's going to get cleared in towards the orange zone here. Peacock forced to play defense once more as he dribbles the ball out, getting control of it in his own zone. He's going to take it towards the corner. Stops, trying to play the duel. Dribbling in towards the net, and it's going to be F3ltup who goes with the challenge. Sends it far into the orange zone, riding up that wall in the corner. F3ltup trying to play the rebound. He's going to do so nicely. Actually chips it in towards the goal. Going to bounce off the post for a decent centering opportunity, but opportunity not capitalized on here. Peacock going to have another chance here, a breath of life, as he dribbles it in towards the blue zone. A great stop from F3ltup, feeling more comfortable potentially as a goaltender than as an offender. The striker just not really feeling it right now. A good shot here and a good opportunity from Albino Peacock, again putting themselves in a position where they could go for that aerial shot, but finally it's going to be F3ltup capitalizing on these aerial mistakes from Albino Peacock. And that's now 3-1 with a minute left in the first game.
Jam looks like he's going to play defense instead. Goes through aerial. Ooh, does hit the save. so he's not going to be in control of the ball. Peacock does have control. Looks like he kind of duffed it a little bit there. Uh-oh, this could be a big error. No, he gets back in time for the defense, so good job getting back after making a slight error. So Peacock is going to have the ball. Uh-oh, jam. Hits it with his butt. Hits it with his butt. That's the jam. The reverse kill. Got it. Tally it up. 4-1.
Yeah, there you go. FLTup just hitting that reverse, backing that thing up right into the ball.
Backing that thing up. I like it.
And then he gets the easy shot. Peacock takes 2, sends him way up off the top. Looking like Shaq shooting free throws. It's going to go back in towards the orange zone, dribbling into the corner here. Albino Peacock trying to dig it out, and he does so a little bit. FLTup playing very passively, realizing he has no need to challenge. 20 seconds is not enough time at this point to really do anything. Peacock can put a goal on the board just to save face, get a little bit of his dignity. Goes for that pop-up play that we saw very popular in the last game by Lichinio and Classics, but it's not going to happen today. 5 seconds left. It's going to be 4-1 here.
5-1.
As FLTup
5-1.
Looking for that fifth goal, but he can't make it happen.
This looks good. I mean, we were seeing a little bit of different tactics. Obviously, Lichinio goes for that high fly plays, and those are kind of fancy to watch, right? And then you have Coleman, who's more of a dribbler, but I don't think we've seen anything more unique than those two. And I kind of want to see those two play. That'd be interesting to watch and see what goes down between the two. I don't know if we'll get to that. Are they both on the same side of the bracket? I believe they are, aren't they?
I'm sorry?
The bracket. I'm trying to see if Coleman. Let's see if Mr. Kim or J-Rock could hit me with that. But so I was just wondering, Coleman needs to win the next match. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I just want to see Coleman play against Lichinio because it's two different dynamics between one person who dribbles a lot and then you have Lichinio who's a huge aerial. And okay, so the confirmation is Lichinio needs to win the next match to meet up in the finals with Coleman. So they're both in different semifinals. Thank you, Mr. J-Ra. I appreciate the help on that. But first game goes to FLTup. It's going to be 1-0 him. Reminder, this is a best of 5.
Yeah, so still plenty of opportunities here for Albino Peacock. He only gets off to the 1-0 early. And it was a pretty healthy performance from FLTup. A little more clunky than the last few games. Not quite as solid as some of the other games we've seen. But both players gave it their all, and now they're moving into the second game here, and we're going to see if they have what it takes. It's going to be a shot opportunity for Albino Peacock as FLTup plays defense, kind of similar to what we saw Classics do against Lichinio in the last game, not going for the face-off, hoping that he can catch his opponent making a mistake and turn it into an opportunity here. He is going to try and send it in towards the blue zone. He does so successfully, pushing it into the corner. Peacock gets vertical, challenges. FLTup is going to dribble one off the wall right into the arms of Peacock, but a huge mistake results in a goal for FLTup. And that is the 1-0 lead very early on. Only 25 seconds ticked off the clock.
Suppose if you shove that ball in the corner enough times, it's going to get past the defender one time or another, and that's exactly what happened there. So FLTup, like you said, is playing that defensive role, giving Peacock full control of those face-offs. He doesn't want anything to happen other than just sit back in the net and defend as much as he can. So Peacock gets a little bit bumped by FLTup. FLTup's going to take ball control. Looks like he's going to shove this in. So FLTup distorts Peacock just enough to get that ball past him and squeak it in for another goal. It's going to be really, really early, 2-0.
Now, that passive play, we talked about it before, kind of playing off the fact that you're hoping your opponent will make a mistake. It's not only that, but the face-offs are the most dangerous thing about a 1v1. Because you can get yourself in a position where if your opponent beats you and gets the right bounce, it's a free goal. So by forcing your opponent to just basically take a shot from midfield, you're hoping that either it'll be too high, a little bit wide, or an easy stop for you, and then you can send it right back on the attack. So it's actually surprising that we don't see more people do it, but I think it's only the kind of thing where when you can force your opponent to do that when you don't see them as a dangerous threat from long range. Maybe like the coordination of their shots not quite as on point as a player like Lichinio or Classics or Kronovi or one of those guys, or Doomsey or any of these guys, Low Five, the guys that have been playing through this whole tournament. When you look at players like that, you know, they have that aim, that coordination to take shots from afar, and you don't want to let them have that free shot on goal. But if you feel like you have kind of a leg up on your opponent and you can allow him to have that offensive opportunity in exchange for the lack of mistake from you, then why not go for it? And it's been working out nicely here for FeltUp as he's found himself with the 2-0 lead with 3 minutes left. Oh, and he's just going to go BM here and blow up Albino Peacock. And that's a little bit rough. That's the dirty moves. We're not used to seeing that too much.
Ouch. FeltUp. But yeah, you're right. He's playing that hardcore defense, and he's not necessarily making plays. He's just waiting for Peacock to make mistakes, right? So he just plays that defense, like you said. But what I want to see is a standoff. What happens if both players are just playing defense? You just sit back and hang out, and first one to go for the ball is going to be the one that... Peacock gets control of the ball a little bit wide right, but it bounces right off. He's going to go for the shot. FeltUp save. This guy is insane. There's a good question: is that does he play defense for his team? So FeltUp.
That is a good question. I'm not entirely sure, but he's looking solid in goal, and his offensive opportunities haven't been nearly as polished as his defensive play. You can see it right there as he goes for that shot off the wall, very close to the goal. Couldn't quite make it happen, but FeltUp gets back in goal. Definitely feeling more comfortable as a defensive player. Now, in Rocket League, you cycle positions, so you don't necessarily have a dedicated defender, dedicated goalie. You're kind of like jumping between all of the positions based on where the ball lies, where you're sitting on field. So FeltUp going to make his way back in towards the goal. It's going to be a little bit short from Peacock. Oh, no. FeltUp actually sends it a little bit towards the opposite side of the corner, and he is not in really good position as that ball flies over, but neither was Peacock, so lucky for him, he's going to be able to get control of it. Challenges Peacock in the corner. Peacock wins the challenge, but puts a little bit too much on it. Oh, no, FeltUp getting airborne, and now Peacock has a potential free goal opportunity. All he has to do is finish it off. And actually, FeltUp gets there in time to just do so for him. And now it's going to be a 3-1. Still, though, FeltUp with the lead.
We're going to go into another face-off, 3-1 with 1:30 left. And again, FeltUp's going to go with the defense instead. Goes to the aerial, deflects it off, a little bit high. Mr. Peacock hits the crossbar, so Peacock's going to take control of the ball again. He's going to bring it down to his own portion of the map, but FeltUp's going to follow him right up. FeltUp's going to back up. He's going to wait. He's just waiting to attack. He's waiting to contest this. He's just saying, Peacock, once you make a mistake, I'm going in, buddy. She's riding alongside him. Uh-oh, Peacock. Ooh, beautiful save. So Peacock lobbed it up to himself, almost got that goal, but unfortunately, FeltUp decides to shove the ball at the other end, so leaving just a minute, and here's the aerial. Oh, that was almost a beautiful aerial, but is Peacock going to be able to get there before FeltUp to shove this into the net? And he's not. So FeltUp defends again. Beautiful defense on his end, and with 45 seconds left, I think that's the game that FeltUp will win at, right? Is the whole defensive portion.
Yeah, the idea is just wait for your opponent to make mistakes and capitalize on them, and that's what's been working out wonderfully here. He actually hits the edge of the post, and it just kind of rides that lip up into the goal, so it's going to be the fourth one for him. A little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, and it is going to find its way into the net. So, yeah, FeltUp, I mean, he's definitely feeling more confident on the defensive end. You can see he's not challenging on faceoffs. Makes a bit of a mistake here, gets vertical for a ball he didn't need to as it hits the post, and almost gets into a position where Peacock could have scored a goal, but Peacock also makes the mistake hitting it a little too high. Ball's going to be centered out in the blue zone by Peacock off the corner, but FeltUp's going to retreat in towards that comfortable goal, nestling in back in that net. He's going to send the ball back in towards the blue zone, right up the middle of the field. Peacock tries to drill it out towards the edge, but it's going to be FeltUp again, pushing it towards that net. Time ticking away here, though. It's going to be a 2-0 lead for FeltUp in this best of three, looking for, or best of five for that matter, looking for another goal at the end, not able to get it. So FeltUp looking solid here. Peacock a little bit lacking. A lot of his attempts end up just shooting a little bit too far, and it's been FeltUp who's been capitalizing on those mistakes.
This is pretty fun to watch, like, because obviously we come from Counter-Strike, and casting Rocket League is a little bit different. Counter-Strike is pretty much the same thing over and over again, but with this we've seen different play styles. We've seen passive, which is Coleman and FeltUp, and then we've seen aggressive like Lachinio, so it's definitely awesome to see.
I mean, the same thing happens in Counter-Strike. You have teams that feel more comfortable getting aggressive, and you have teams that feel more comfortable getting playing that passive play. And there's no one way that's right. It works for different players in different ways. you know, I'm going to drop some CS knowledge on all you Rocket League players. This is a team known as Luminosity, who plays very aggressive once they get a lead, and same with the Virtus Pro. Both teams, and it works really good for them. And in fact, when those teams can't play that way because of a deficit or they're being outplayed in some way or another, it actually hinders their performance. So if you know, he can continue playing this passive style of defense and force Peacock to come at him a little bit more, and it works, then he can just continue to do it and exploit it. However, it's not always going to work because there's always going to be a playstyle that counters your playstyle. Right now, though, it doesn't feel like that's Albino Peacock's playstyle. And you can see it's going to be FlTup here who just dribbles it right into the net. 12 seconds in, already finding himself in the lead.
Albino Peacock tried to go for a different look by going with the dribble instead. And then FlTup capitalized on it, grabbed a dribble himself, and was able to juke out Peacock for that goal. So it's going to be 1-0. The ball's going to be in the end of Peacock's net instead. Let's see what FlTup can do. FlTup snags, doesn't quite snag the boost, but Peacock's going to come up behind him.
And a high center there from Peacock, a little bit too much on it. Sends it up over into the opposing corner. And Albino Peacock not able to capitalize there as FlTup drills it back in towards the orange zone. Sends it up into the corner, riding up along that wall. Peacock in good position to send it right back. FlTup looking for a response. He's going to get one. It's going to come off the post. Decent opportunity here for FlTup. Oh, just a little bit off the mark. So that potential second goal not going to come here for FlTup. It's going to be a defensive play yet again here for him, but Peacock can't find the corner of that net. Would have been a little bit too far. FlTup does make a play on it regardless. Ball's going to be sent out towards the net, but it is Albino Peacock who gets there in the nick of time to stop it. Now it's FlTup going for the vertical play. Whiffs on the ball, and a decent opportunity here for Albino Peacock, but also not making full contact, and now he's forced to dribble and try and go into the defense that has been quite a gauntlet. But somehow he manages to beat FlTup despite the stop here. Just plays the force into the net, just continues to hit it, just drives it straight past his opponent.
Definitely dunked on him, that's for sure. And FlTup, for one of the first times, actually went for the duel in the middle instead. So Peacock's going to grab his boost, so FlTup no longer has a boost, and he goes for that rear bump instead. Almost hits it. A little bit shy, right? FlTup's going to get a boost of his own. Going to be able to take ball control. Peacock's a little bit past him, a little bit further behind, but he's going to be able to get back in defense in time. So Peacock looks like FlTup's going to play a little bit more passive here. Peacock's going to take ball control. Gives it up, unfortunately, so it goes for like a little bit of a shot, but FlTup was right there to take it from him. So again, we see a little bit of a duel. FlTup playing a passive. Peacock's going to actually get that dribble and see if he can juke past him, and he doesn't. So FlTup not only wins the duel, but he also wins the ball as well, and Peacock is in the wrong end of the field. He gets back in time though. There's no ball control coming out of FlTup. Peacock's going to snag the boost, and so isn't FlTup. So both have full boosts here. And FlTup, let's see if he's going to play this defense again. So again, 1v1 dribbles going on. FlTup, oh no.
Oh.
He hit the side of his own net and flipped. Unfortunate
He still
event
almost
for
stopped
him.
it. I mean, he still got himself in position where he put some contact on the ball. Just so close, but just didn't get there in time. And the rebound, that double tap, it's ever so quiet. You don't really hear it. But FlTup does make contact with the ball, but because his opponent is right on the ball, it's just an immediate putback. And it's kind of like in hockey, you know, that ball gets loose in front of the net, and it's just a flurry of sticks trying to swat it in as the goaltender tries to get control of it. Unfortunately, you don't have the advantage of dead time in Rocket League. There's no ability to just grab it with a glove and stop the clock. You have to clear it out, and FlTup was not able to do so there. He's going to send one off the wall. Decent opportunity here. Actually misses the putback, but I don't even think he...
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, he did need to make some contact with it. It looked like for a second it was going to go in regardless. Gets another solid centering opportunity here. All he needs to do is get vertical, but it's actually going to be Albino Peacock who tips it out of that center area, right out of the box, and sends it in towards the corner. FlTup trying to put one in on the inside post. Not quite there, but the putback is going to be simple. Albino Peacock well out of position by the time that happened. You can see he went for the play. He's all the way back towards midfield. FlTup, all he has to do is just tap it in, and that's going to tie the score up here with 1:43 left on the clock.
Yeah, we saw he was definitely out of position on that, so... Ooh, almost jukes him, but went wide right instead, so FlTup's going to grab the boost here. Peacock doesn't have a boost, but FlTup defends and deflects that ball out. He's going to have full ball control, and Peacock's going to send his own way back to the back of the net, his own net. So the ball's going to go a little bit high above the orange net, but FLTup is, he remains control of his own car, so he's all set. So Peacock's going to send the ball towards the blue side. Instead, it's going to ride up on that wall again, and then FLTup deflects it away. So it's 2-2. A minute and 12 seconds, 10 seconds left. Peacock hits the ball really high up, misses the aerial. This might be a goal for FLTup, and he doesn't actually quite hit it correctly. So it's going to wrap around. Peacock's going to take control of the ball once more. FLTup playing that defense he's been doing all night. This is coming down to it. This is one of the closest games we've seen so far. Jam. Oh, there it is. He jams it in. That was pretty sick. He hits it off the right post, but not only does he get it there in time, but he also follows up with his car to actually get that back in. Is that correct? Let's see if it goes in by itself. And I can't see it. I can't.
They skipped it.
Come on, boys. I'm new to this. Give me a break. Come on, man. He had to hit it in from my previous.
Oh!
Thank you, my man.
A huge save there from FLTup. At the last possible second, he put some contact on it. I thought for sure that was going to go in regardless, as he was really in a bad position. The orientation of his car was not ideal for what just happened. Now he's got to dart back in towards his own net. It was a nice putback here from Albino Peacock. It was FLTup going for that boost control, and kind of a bit of a mistake there as he let Peacock get a decent shot on goal. He's going to have to do it again. Can he get into position? Ball hitting off the inside post. Peacock going for the putback a little bit high. 11 seconds left on the clock. It's all that separates Peacock from sheer defeat. He's going to try and send it back in. Could we be going to overtime with fraction of a second left on the clock? The ball does not dribble in. And that is going to be a 3-0 win here for FLTup. Albino just not able to get it in that goal at the last second there. Still would have been quite a mountain to climb. He was already down 2 maps, or 2 games for that matter. He would have had to then force it in overtime to go to the 4th and then win 3 in a row. And I mean, that would have been pretty difficult. So hats off to him, but he's going to be exiting the tournament, and FLTup is going to be moving on. Now we've got one more game for this evening, and that is going to be Kronovi versus Doomsea. And we'll take a peek here, see where we're at in that game. Give us 1 second as we get connected to the server.
Kronovi, fan favorite.
And sure. I think we have a minor break here. Neither player in the server. So my assumption is we're going to take just a quick break. We'll put some music on, and we will update you guys as soon as we are ready to go live. You are watching the RGN Rocket League Cup, brought to you by Azubu. Don't go anywhere.